clear.
The reason I'm talking about this because you are a theater director originally, and then you came here, you entered cinema with a bang. American Beauty, you just mentioned, and you won all the awards, and you excelled over the real cinema directors. What theater has given you to excel in a world that is not yours?
Theatre teaches you certain things. It teaches you to tell a story to a group of people in the dark for 2 hours, 3 hours, to learn how to pace a story without recourse to editing, which is something that came into very handy on this movie. And it teaches you how to work with actors, and it teaches you how to work on a script. But it doesn't teach you how to place a camera or what edits together or how to work with a production designer on location or any of the other things that come with movies. You have to learn that. The difficult thing for me was to persuade myself after years of working in the theatre that I was a film director. Just because somebody else chose to award American Beauty didn't mean that I felt I'd arrived. You know, for me, I feel I've been learning with every movie, and every movie has been a different challenge. And going into the Bond franchise, for example, I felt like a novice again. You know, I had to learn how to shoot action, and I feel looking back, I made some mistakes, and I tried to correct them in the second movie and all those things. And here again, I'm pushing into an area that I didn't know was going to work. But I've always been somebody who's sought to find a style that suits the material, rather than impose a pre-existing style on all the material in the same way.
Cinema, when it started, they wanted to distance themselves from theater by doing all these cuttings. And you went back to the pre-cinema with this method. Is that something because of your theater thinking and your theater vision?
Certainly there are things in theatre that I know not to be afraid of. And one of them is that I'm not unfamiliar with working for 8 weeks with a group of actors on something and then saying, right, it's the first preview, I'll see you in 2 hours, you know, good luck. So the idea of preparing actors to take wing and for it to be their own creation, for them to take ownership of it, as it were, that's very familiar. On the other hand, theatre is in one place, and this is constantly moving, constantly evolving, and in many ways technically a much bigger challenge than a normal film where you were able to jump 100 yards just in a cut. You know, you're able to take someone down a hillside in a cut, out of a house in a cut. Here you have to go down the hillside every pace through the house and outside. So you have to question and judge every second of real action. You know, and again, I think it's for others to say, well, is it a better or worse? It's its own thing. You know, I think you're looking for a perfect shape in both movies and plays. Physical and temporal shape is what you want. You're trying to get a rhythm. And that's, in a sense, like a piece of music almost, and that's what this felt like at times.
Yep.
Thank you
so much.
Thanks very much.